We're back with another edition of the Cohn Phone. I'm the Cohn. You're the phone? I don't know how that works. Here with more as the world turns at quarterback for the 49ers. New information or new misinformation. Every day it seems like there's a new twist when probably nothing has changed. And Kyle Shanahan made up his mind 3 months ago, and this is all for fun. But I like it. You like it. Let's talk about it. Michael Lombardi, God love him. Friend of the Cohn Phone. Cohn Zone. He doesn't know it, but he's a friend of my dad. He knows that. Used to be an Oakland guy, Piedmont guy. Anyway, he says Justin Fields will not be the pick at 3. It's not going to happen. He's been adamant for about a month. He said this is his information. Kyle Shanahan wants Mac Jones. Scouting department wants Trey Lance, and they're trying to keep Kyle Shanahan open-minded to Lance. He says Justin Fields is not going to happen. I tend to believe him for a few reasons. One, I kind of put Michael Lombardi in like the made man category of sports journalists. Guys who have reached the pinnacle of where they're going to go in this industry. He's pretty much there. Adam Schefter's there. Matt Mayoko's there. Peter King is there. These aren't like necessarily people on the come up, people who need that one scoop to make a name for themselves. These are people who've made it. They're made men, and all they can really do right now is hurt their reputation. There's no percentage in it for them to go out on a limb on something they don't have information on, take a guess, be wrong. It only hurts their brand. So it just makes me smile that Mike Lombardi is so adamant. It's like, go for it, Michael. Because if you're wrong, everyone's going to remember it, and this is really going to hurt your career. So he knows that. And the fact that he's doing it anyway makes me feel like he has good information. He even says it like, I have sources you don't. I put your sources up against mine. Good for you, Michael. I love it. I love the way you're saying it with your chest. Good for you. So I believe him. I think there's no coincidence. Michael Lombardi's saying he has information. Mayoko, Schefter, Peter King, Chris Sims, Dan Orlovsky aren't saying they have information, but they're saying the same thing that Mike Lombardi's saying. So I believe some or most of these guys are hearing something. And if that's what they're hearing, then I believe him. Now, the thing about Justin Fields not being the pick at 3, I think is funny. Does that mean he's going to be the pick at 2 for the Jets? Think about that. Could be. To me, I feel like what the Niners have 2 things that's going on here. Their plan A, mission impossible, is to get the Jets to mess up. Get the Jets to blink. Everyone thinks the Jets are going to take Zach Wilson. I think the Niners would like Zach Wilson. So get the Jets to take anyone other than Zach Wilson. Take Mac Jones. Take Justin Fields. Take Trey Lance. If the Niners can get the Jets to do that, they have succeeded in Mission Impossible. Other than that, it sounds like what everyone is saying, that Kyle really likes Mac Jones, and that's going to be plan B. We'll talk about that in a minute. I believe this thing about Justin Fields. I don't know what it is about Justin Fields that turns off Kyle Shanahan, but I think what he's going to say if he doesn't take Fields is, I liked all these guys. Love Justin Fields. Nothing against Justin Fields. He's a great quarterback. I love them all. I just like Mac Jones the most. That's what they're going to say. But you heard what Chris Sims said about Justin Fields. Chris Sims trashed him, gave him a scathing review, said he's going to probably be a bust, rank him below Kellen Mond. Chris Sims and Kyle Shanahan have tattoos of each other's initials on their bodies. You really think they have that kind of a difference of an opinion on one quarterback? I don't. But we'll see. It'll be very interesting. I believe Michael Lombardi when he says Fields won't be the pick at 2. Could be at 3. He could be the pick at 2, but he won't be the pick at 3 for the 49ers. I believe him on that. But Jeremy Fowler saying that Trey Lance can sway the 49ers decision on Monday. Trey Lance having a pro day tomorrow. It's the first one that Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch have attended. This kid is supposed to be very impressive. He played 1 year of football when he was 19, 1AA, North Dakota State, won the national championship of 1AA, didn't commit any turnovers. It was an historic season. But he hasn't played since 2019. He had 1 game in 2020, and it wasn't good. He won, but it wasn't good. Then the rest of the season got canceled, and now he's way bigger and stronger and more developed than he was when he played 2 years ago. Niners need to check him out. From what Mike Lombardi said, he's the favorite of the front office, the scouting staff, and he can sway the Niners. I think this is such a hilarious concept. I respect Jeremy Fowler for reporting it. Someone probably told him it, and he's just the messenger here. But the idea that the Niners traded up from 12 to 3 without a definite quarterback in mind, and they're like, you know what? Let's trade 3 firsts and a third just to get in a good position. And they'll figure it out after the fact. Which quarterback do we want? That's not the important thing. Let's just get up there so we're in a better spot, and then we'll figure it out afterward. Really. They're going to be swayed. They traded all that stuff to get to number 3, and they're like, you know what? We don't know who we want. We'll figure it out. Might be Trey Lance. Maybe it's going to be Trey Lance, but we haven't seen him yet. So we're going to trade up first, then watch Trey Lance second, and then make our mind up and take Trey Lance. I think that's an amazing fantasy that teams actually work that way. To me, this is a CYA maneuver. And now I'm not talking Christian Youth Association. It's a cover your ass maneuver. What happened in 2017? Kyle Shanahan really wanted Kirk Cousins. His mind was made up. There was no talking. There was no talking to that guy. There was no talking to him. So he didn't even really scout, do research, investigate Patrick Mahomes or Deshaun Watson. Big mistake. It's one thing not to take Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. Other people made that mistake. But to not even scout them, to not even really study them, and to admit it, as Kyle Shanahan did at the Super Bowl when he was feeling great. He thought he was going to win that Super Bowl. The week leading up, he's like, yeah, I didn't even really scout. Didn't even really study Mahomes. It's not that I didn't like Mahomes. It's not that I didn't like Watson. I just didn't really study him. We were going to get Cousins. That's unacceptable. What do you mean you didn't study him? This is a full-time job. Study him. Maybe you would have taken him. Maybe you would have made the right call. So now he's in a similar situation where he likes some quarterback, probably, Mac Jones, that no one else does. And he's adamant that he's right and everyone else is wrong. Here's Kyle being Kyle again. But he can't just turn his back to the other prospects and say, I've seen enough on film. I'm not even going to go to their pro days. I don't even want – he can't, because that's the worst thing about what his Patrick Mahomes mistake, that he didn't even check him out. So he's got to look very closely at Justin Fields, very closely at Trey Lance, everyone. So if he doesn't take them, he can say, look, I gave him basically private workouts. I really liked him. I didn't have a problem with them. I just felt that Mac Jones was special. And that's what he can say. So this is all CYA stuff. The idea that a week and a half before the draft, the Niners are going to go to some workout with no pads, no defense, some scripted workout, and say, you know what? This just changed our whole perspective on stuff. Whoa, look at this kid. I mean, a pro day is like a long drive competition. It's not really the sport. It's like a long drive competition compared to golf. Okay, cool. He threw some passes while wearing a t-shirt and some shorts, and there was no defense on the field. What does that prove? I'm sure there's a lot of guys who could do that who can't play in the NFL. I don't think it's going to sway the Niners' opinion. They either already wanted Trey Lance and they're going to take him, or they already didn't and they're just doing this so they can say they went. I think that's what's happening here. So let's talk about Mac Jones. Let's say Kyle Shanahan is adamant about Mac Jones let's say he feels like this. Zach Wilson's the best quarterback in the draft. Mac Jones is number 2. Trevor Lawrence is number 3. Say he's that kind of guy. He's that into Mac Jones. I don't care. He's great. He's better than Trevor Lawrence. I think he's the best. I'm going to prove it. I'm going to take him at 3. No, whatever. You can say what you want to say, Kyle. You can be right and you can make the call. But everyone in the Niners organization needs to sit him down and say, Kyle, we can't let you take him there at number 3. We can't let you do it. And here's why. We respect you, Kyle, and we want you to get the quarterback you want. We understand that you feel that Mac Jones is great. Here's the thing, though. No one else in the league does. It's only you. And we're not saying you're wrong. There's plenty of examples of you being right where other people were wrong. But if we don't take Mac Jones at number 3, he's going to drop, most likely, far. I mean, let's just go through the picks. Hold on real quick, Kyle. Let me go through the picks, and you tell me who you think is going to take Mac Jones, all right? So is Atlanta going to take Mac Jones at number 4? I don't think so. They already have Matt Ryan. They have the worst defense in the league. They need anything else other than Mac Jones. Is Cincinnati going to take Mac Jones? No, they have Joe Burrow. Is Miami going to take Mac Jones? No, they have Tua, who beat out Mac Jones in college, and they could have stayed at 3 to take Mac Jones. Why are they trading down? They want a non-quarterback? No. Is Detroit going to take Mac Jones at 7? No, they have Jared Goff. Is Carolina going to take Mac Jones at 8? No, they just traded for Sam Darnold, who's better than Mac Jones. Is Denver going to take Mac Jones at 9? No, they have Drew Lock, who's better than Mac Jones. Is Dallas going to take? No, they have Dak Prescott. Are the Giants going to take Mac? No, they have Daniel Jones. Is Philly going to take Mac Jones at 12? Maybe. I mean, maybe not. Are the Chargers going to take Mac Jones at 13? No. Vikings at 14? No. New England at 15? Maybe. Arizona at 16? No. Vegas at 17? No. Miami at 18? No. Washington at 19? Maybe. So, I mean, Kyle, if you don't take this guy, he's going to drop into the teens. He could drop into the 20s. So here's the thing. If you're just fixated on one quarterback and it's the only guy you want, fine. But you can't take him at 3. It'll cost you your job. It'll cost a lot of people their jobs. Because Mac Jones, to justify that, would have to win a Super Bowl or like be he'd have to be a 15-year starter and a Super Bowl winner. He'd have to win a Super Bowl quick. If he had any type of a slow start to his career, people get fired. Too much pressure. He's not good enough. He might be a good player, but he's not better than all kind of players you can get there. Penei Sewell, Kyle Pitts, maybe another quarterbacks. So you take someone else. Here's what you do. They trade down from 3 again. Or take Kyle Pitts, Penei Sewell at 3 and trade up into the first round again. They can do it. They have a 2nd-round pick, a 3rd-round pick, and Jimmy Garoppolo. They have trade capital. Do it again. Trade up one more time. Get the quarterback. But don't take him at 3. Absolutely not. That's going to get people fired. It's going to be unfair for Mac Jones. It's going to be the worst decision Kyle Shanahan's ever made. But if he wants Mac Jones, he can get him later. I think it's pretty clear. Some people, Mike Tannenbaum said he was going to go no later than pick 8 to the Panthers. That was before the Panthers traded for Sam Darnold, who is better, cheaper than Mac Jones. So what's the point? Guy's going to drop. Kyle, you have to understand that. You don't have to prove a point and take a guy at number 3 and say he's great. Take him as late as you can. That's the whole game in the draft. Take some guy as late as you can. If you know that he's going to drop, then wait. Wait. I'm trying to help. All right, let's talk. Let's do the Cohn phone. In the comment section is the link. Boom. And it's also in the description. Kyle, if you want to call in, you're welcome to. Just trying to help. Hold on. Here we go from C. Christian Stefano. Hold on. Says, can't choose Jones. Race, social construct won't allow for it. Kyle will look bad. Like you mentioned several weeks ago, the white dude think he can't. I think you can take Jones, but not at number 3. I think Niner fans will lose it if he's the number 3 pick. But if they take someone else at 3 and they trade up to 19 and get Jones, I think you'll be fine with it. If he ends up being good, he's got to be good. That's the thing. Hey, Darius.
How you doing, sir?
Good. How you doing?
Good. So, I was listening to your whole thing about Jones, and I kind of did realize it that I think my whole thing against Jones is that we would take if we took him at 3. And
yeah, that is it, right? Gotta be.
And it's it because like I watched Mac Jones through a bit to the college. I'm a Notre Dame fan, so I watched that game, and he was able to like sling that ball down the field a bit and do some things, but it's like you can't take him at 3. And I do also think that looking at that offense, we have the tools that he had at Bama to do what he did. But I kind of also want to talk about stuff we did last year, and mainly our Kinlaw pick.
Okay.
Because Kinlaw was the guy we drafted to replace DeForest.
Yes.
I looked at Kinlaw's last season and I said, and everybody in the draft was saying he's a raw prospect. He's gonna take a minute. And I see a lot of people on Twitter and other places trying to come at his neck for not having a Bosa type season. And it was like he wasn't expected to be like Bosa at all. He was expected. So I just want to know, like, what's your evaluation on him? Because Ayuk already showed out, and we still have a bit to look at Kinlaw.
He's interesting. I've been tough on Kinlaw because he was drafted to replace DeForest Buckner, and he's not Buckner. Buckner was a productive pass rusher on any team, no matter what, and that's not Kinlaw's game. But the Kinlaw's interesting because while his Box score is pathetic. I mean, 1.5 sacks, 4 quarterback hits. His tape is good. His tape
he
is
played
good.
like he beat O linemen pretty consistently.
Yeah,
It's just like he couldn't like get to the quarterback. And
exactly.
I saw Salah talking about, it's like you can't really
Mm-hmm.
expect a player who we all expect to be this kind of like project to do everything that like JJ Watt did his rookie year and stuff like
Right.
that. You gotta he has all the pieces there. He's had to string them together.
Yes, but I feel like, some people come into the league as sort of natural pass rushers, like Nick
Mm,
Bosa, DeForest Buckner.
Nick Bosa.
And that's not Kinlaw. But that doesn't mean he's not going to be a great player who
Yeah.
makes a ton of money in the league. I compared him to the first time I saw him in college, and I still make the comparison. Eric Armstead. Eric Armstead. And
Yeah.
Eric Armstead's a hell of a player. His issue is, I
Mm-hmm.
think, effort sometimes. Kinlaw doesn't have that issue. Kinlaw's just young.
Yeah.
Armstead's a hell of an athlete. He's
Armstead,
powerful.
he's
He's good
really
against the
good.
run, and he's good against the pass. Like if he's the third guy, you know what I mean, the fourth guy. That could be Kinlaw too. Like by the time Kinlaw, if his knee doesn't give out, he almost has like a time bomb in his knee. So I hope he's okay.
Yeah.
He just had a cleanup surgery. But if he can keep it going, like Armstead, by the time he's 25, 26, he could have one of those seasons where he has 10 sacks. I think he could.
And the
Yeah.
other thing is like and you can kind of say this for Armstead because I can kind of see it now in the off season. You gotta discipline him. You gotta put the discipline down on him, especially with Armstead not gonna be in the solo system anymore. You're gonna kind of being like a mimic of it. You gotta discipline him and Kinlaw because you can get the best out of them if you do all that you can to push them.
I think they need a leader on that line the way Buckner was. It's got to be Bosa because it's not
It has to be
Armstead.
both. And like he was leading that line. Like though we lost week 1 to Arizona, we were putting pressure on Murray the whole game, and he admitted in his post game, he's like, I don't know how the heck I got half those balls off. And you can kind of also nod it up to our secondary in week 1 not being there because it was kind of like a strung together thing with some of the late injuries. But then we kind of like pulled it together again in that second game versus Arizona. So we have, like I've been saying, like to my friends in here, we have all the pieces we need to become what we were in 2019. We just gotta help. We gotta pray for health, and we need to make the right choices going forward.
Great call, Darius. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you next time. Oh, hey, Sai, how you doing?
Hey, Grant. I'm doing good. How are you? How's your work?
I'm good. Good to see you.
Yeah, same here. Hey, so I know that for the past 3 weeks, we have been talking about the different reasons for Trey Lance. I want to continue to stick to that. I still think the pick is going to be Trey Lance.
Very interesting.
For all the reasons. Yeah,
yes.
For all the reasons that we talked about, I'm still even more convinced that it's going to be. But let's see how it plays out.
Sure.
There was a few things that I wanted to sort of, again, listening to all your conversations during the week. I want to talk about a couple of different things. So the first one is the Mac Jones rumor. So why it is so strong? I know that people have backed off a little bit, but but again, the reality is that it's been consistently strong. And even now, the report is saying, "Hey, it's Mac Jones, but maybe if it is not, it's Trey Lance, etc." Here is one plausible reason I was thinking. What I feel is, if one of the reasons probably Niners did that is because they wanted to soft land the pick for Trey Lance. Because imagine if this Mac Jones rumor was not there, everybody still loves Justin Fields, and you end up picking Trey Lance over Justin Fields, people are going to freak out. Now, it is like, oh, like we got Trey Lance over Mac Jones. So
yes, it's not Mac Jones. Can you explain the concept of a soft landing?
Yeah, so it's basically like so that you don't let the disappointment hit too hard for the fans.
Yes.
So it's because otherwise, imagine if the Mac Jones rumor was that everybody will be, it's Justin Fields, right? And then come on the draft day, they pick Trey Lance, everybody will be like, whoa, like what just happened?
Yes, it's a catastrophe.
Exactly. But now
since it's Mac Jones, now it's the best. It's a cause for celebration. It's a time to toast and bring out the champagne. Yeah, I've been thinking the same thing. I just didn't know the word for it. Is that like a business word, soft landing?
Yeah, it
I like it. It's perfect. It's exactly the concept I'm looking for. Yeah, I think there's something to that.
Correct. Yeah. So, and the other potential reason could, of course, be that when they were trying to trade up, maybe everybody, because they were trying all these different picks to determine the value, people just assumed that it was going to be Mac Jones because they were flexible to all these other picks.
Sure. But same applies to Trey, right?
Exactly. So, but I still think it's Trey.
So if the Niners stick at 3 and take a quarterback at 3, I'm with you. If Kyle's dead set adamant on Mac Jones, maybe they'll get tricky and trade down again. I don't get it, but I think it makes sense at 3. Trey makes the most sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And sort of related to this, one of the things that intrigued me during your conversations during the week was like, hey, if I were Salah, I would be nervous, like, because Kyle is sitting right behind me and what pick he's going to take. That kind of made me think that if I were Kyle, I would be nervous about Bill Belichick. Like, again, that guy is trying to come right behind me in all likelihood. So imagine Kyle goes and picks Mac Jones or Trey Lance, and then Bill Belichick comes and picks Justin Fields, like trades up and comes and picks. If I were Kyle, I would be nervous about that too. So it's not just
terrifying.
Yeah, exactly.
And it almost feels like a slap in the face. Like, you move there because you think I'm going to mess up, don't you?
Correct.
You think I'm weak. Like, wow, correct. Interesting. Okay, all right. Correct. Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's another thing just to keep a watch for.
Yeah.
The other thing that I want to talk about, I know that you talked about, hey, why did they sign Nate Sudfeld? And this is like, hey, if they're really going to pick up this athletic quarterback, why the rest of the quarterback room is Josh Rosen, Nate Sudfeld, and the likes of those? Again, the reason I feel for that is they still want a pocket quarterback. Even if they pick, let us say, a Trey Lance, they got to train him to be a pocket quarterback because that's what they want. I mean,
that's what they want.
Ultimately, I feel that Trey Lance, he'll be used on special packages in red zone if it was pure running. And of course, sometimes like when the defense blitz and there's no way, rather than be a sitting duck in the pocket and sprain your ankle, you can escape. But other than that, I don't think they're going to put in this too much of running the way Lamar Jackson does it. So that's why I feel that they really need that strong pocket quarterback.
Yeah. Also, Nate Sudfeld was an understudy for Carson Wentz for a long time, so it would be kind of an easy transition to go to the next North Dakota State guy.
Exactly.
Great call.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the last one, Grant, is again Jimmy G, right? What are we going to do? This is something that I've been going back and forth in terms of, are they going to keep Jimmy G or are they going to trade him? What I feel right now is the biggest value of Jimmy G, more than trading him, probably they won't get much back. I know that they're saying first round, is really that competition that he brings, because any new QB that you bring in, you want that guy to compete and win the job.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Jimmy never competed.
Yeah, exactly. So it is, in some sense, Jimmy's biggest value is like if he can provide that competition to this new guy, and the new guy wins outright, rather than feeling entitled when he comes in. So I feel they are
not only that. I feel like also for the locker room. So it's legit. It's like, hey, we didn't just railroad Jimmy and artificially insert his replacement. Like it played out right in front of you guys. You guys were part of it. You ran the routes. You blocked. You saw it. He won. We're going with it.
Yeah.
As a team, I'm with you on that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome. Just last one. If they do end up picking Mac Jones, I think you should coin that Mac freaking Jones. You should move from
CJ freaking Beathard to Mac freaking Jones.
Mac freaking Jones.
Yeah. If they take Mac Jones at number 3, my immediate grade blog will just be Mac freaking Jones, grade F-.
F-, exactly.
Thanks, Sai.
All right, thanks, guy.
Great to see you, man. Pleasure. All right. This is very interesting. I'm gonna jump the line. I'm gonna break the rules for this one. Hello.
Hey, Grant. How's it going?
Good. How you doing? I saw you a couple of times ago, and then last time I said to your husband, "Say hello to your wife for me," and he was like, "That's kind of messed up," and I was like, "Yeah, it came out wrong." So I appreciate that you coming on to clear the air. How are you?
Good, and you?
I'm good.
Yeah, he told me about last time.
Yeah, that was my bad.
No, you're fine. No, he's working right now. He's trying to get on as well. I'm not sure.
Tell him I say what's up.
I will.
Right.
No, real quick.
Sure.
Just real fast, I'm going to tell you.
Sure.
I honestly don't think we should get Mac Jones, we don't need another Garoppolo. The only good thing about Jimmy now is that he has a cool name, Jimmy G, to go with that nice jawline.
Yes.
I mean, we don't need McCorkle. Like,
he doesn't have the name or the jawline. It's gonna be tough for him. It's gonna be rough. Yeah.
Yeah. We
Jimmy's game without Jimmy's face. No one's really excited about that.
No. Exactly. We need an athlete. We need somebody that's gonna run the ball. We don't need the same mistake twice.
Ooh, who do you want?
I honestly like Justin Fields.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if we are gonna get him or not. But
have you checked out Trey Lance yet?
Yeah. But I mean, it is kind of between them. But I don't know. For some reason, like I like Justin Fields
is the one?
A little bit better. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's
just Fields seems like is that who your husband likes too?
No, he likes Zach Wilson was his favorite.
You guys are split. You guys have a split household. Is that tough? You guys have fights about it?
No.
It's Justin Fields.
Yeah. Hey, at the end of the day, we all know who wears the pants in this relationship.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
Man. All right. Well, hey, this was a great call. Thanks for coming on. You're always welcome.
Thank you for jumping the line for me. Really appreciate it. I'll see you later.
All right, Court. See you later.
Bye.
She says she wears the pants. That was, whew. Oh, wait. Did you hear what she just said?
Grant, what the heck, man?
How are you going to let her say that, man? Wow. Hold on. Hey, I think we need a group session here.
Babe, what the heck? What are you saying on the Grant Cohn show?
Well,
hey, man. This went from the Grant Cohn show to Maury Povich very fast. Alejandro, I'll let you go so he can have the stage. All right, it's a big moment for him.
All right.
I'll see you. All right, man. Let's talk.
Lee Grant throwing me under the bus.
I didn't see that coming. My bad. Sorry.
So yeah, I wanted to ask you one thing. I wanted to bring up, kind of put you on notice, Grant. So you're saying Justin Fields doesn't really fit the 49ers offense because he doesn't have that quick twitch, all the screen game, all of that stuff.
Hey, before you bury me real quick, can I defend myself before you bury me? Because I know you got me. I know you got me right now in checkmate. Let me just say, I know Kyle can create an offense for Justin Fields. He did it with RG3. I know he can. I'm just saying, for the way the offense is currently constructed, it's not the best fit, and Kyle would have to make some adjustments, and I feel like Kyle hasn't wanted to change anything about this team in 2 years. But go ahead, take me to task. I'm ready. I'm done. Take me to task.
So the best offense I think that we've ever seen Kyle construct was when he was with the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay.
He had Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, took them to the Super Bowl. I mean, he made Matt Ryan win MVP, right? So
word.
To me, that's the best offense he's ever constructed. Is that
one of the best offenses of all time?
Is that the offense we're running in San Francisco right now?
Oh, no, absolutely not.
So why do we think that the Jimmy Gimmies, like you call them, the quick passes, that's what Kyle wants to do?
It just suits Debo and Kittle. I mean, it also suits Jimmy. It also suits Jimmy. But anytime you have Debo in your offense, that's got to be part of your offense. I know we can do more.
I know we can do more. I get that. But, you know, he does that because he has to, Grant. You said it last season.
It's true.
He doesn't run the offense like that with Nick Mullins. He trusts Nick more.
That is true. That is true.
Nick, when Nick played for some reason, he didn't have the little Jimmy Gimmies. He was going downfield. He was hitting crossers down the field.
Yeah, it made me upset too.
Right.
Like, help him out, Kyle.
The fact that we're saying Kyle doesn't want to change his system.
We don't know, and it's a stretch. You're right.
I think it's not. It just doesn't follow his history because every single stop he's made, he's always changed his system to fit the personnel.
If he changes his system to fit the personnel, I will applaud him because I'm pessimistic on that front. I just feel like he's been trying to. He has. I just feel like he hasn't changed anything philosophically or structurally since 2019, and it's bugging me because he lost the Super Bowl. Kyle, you lost. You didn't win. You lost by 10. Change 11. Change something. 11.
QB1 has been Jimmy G though. That's why he hasn't changed it because QB1 has been Jimmy G. So
hey man, if they take Justin Fields, my brain will explode and you'll be like, see, I explained it to you. I told it to you. I laid it out very logically. My wife came on and explained it to you and you were like, no.
See, I don't, my number one is still Zach Wilson. because he can also do the downfield throws, but he can do the screen game as well. Right. Plus, he has the running element. So I think he's like the total package, the best fit for the 49ers offense. But if it's between Justin Fields and Mac Jones, I mean, that's a no-brainer. Justin Fields is 100 times the athlete of Mac Jones, and he can throw downfield as well. So that's going to add another element to the offense that
if Kyle wants Mac Jones, he has to trade all the way back down. Trade all the way back down.
I do like your idea of taking Pitts at 3 and then coming in later and getting Mac Jones, but that's risky. I don't know. I mean, with New England out there, I think
it is
if
risky.
Mac Jones starts sliding, we're going to have to jump them to get Mac Jones. So probably looking like the 12 to.
Hey, maybe the Niners can trade Jimmy Garoppolo and their second-round pick for Mac Jones.
What if we go trade for the Eagles' number 12 pick?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's where they were. That's what they should get back to. All right, Chewy, I got to take some more calls, man. But thank you, and say hello to your wife for me, man. It's a pleasure. All right, man. Take care.
Easy,
man, this is a family affair over here. What's up, James? What's
going on? That was funny. That was funny.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Good. I'm just following this comment section of this chat. It's killing me right now. I just wanted to kind of look at some of the premium picks that Kyle and John Lynch have done over the last couple of years and try to pick up a trend. And I feel like one of the trends that I found was when we go for the guy that is a scheme fit, but not also kind of like this premium athlete, just freak, it's always been a fail. So I won't count Solomon Thomas because he was none of those. We still couldn't find a position for him. I don't know why that.
Well, we're talking offense, right? Like Dante Pettis.
Oh yeah, I mean he's like the positionless man, right? That he could do it all and
play every position,
including bench, which is what he normally did. But I mean, even McGlinchey, right? Like he's a scheme fit. He's not really like that athletic freak though. Like he's not like he's a twig. He's a tight end basically. And then you mentioned Dante Pettis, and I'm thinking of the guys who did work out. Ayuk. I mean, he could jump over people for goodness sake.
Yeah.
Bosa, right? Kinlaw, like your first caller was saying, like I think he's going to be good, and he's just an absolute freak. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'll be good. I mean, I think he'll be like Armstead, who was drafted in a similar spot, has made a ton of money, and having a good career. Kinlaw could be like that. I
think he'll be fine. Yeah, but so flipping back over, like CJ, right? Scheme fit, not an athlete whatsoever. Fail. It's just like, so who? Then the question is, who is the quote unquote scheme fit, but a terrible athlete at this position?
Man, hold on. Give me like 10 seconds to think this one through. Hold on.
Yeah. So,
you make a good point there. You're telling me Mac Jones isn't worth the third pick in the draft? Wow. I got on the limb there.
Yeah, I know. I really got to put myself out there. I got to keep up with you. But I guess it's just like, come on, man. Like, why are we even questioning this? Like the upside of Fields or Lance.
What you're saying is like Kyle should have learned from his mistakes in the past, right?
Yeah, essentially.
Well,
like you, I would be shocked if he did.
People keep giving him money though. Every time he makes a mistake, he gets an extension. Every time he makes a mistake, someone gives him $50 million. It must be tough to look in the mirror when all you see is money. I don't know.
I don't know.
Every time he has an excuse and people reinforce it. It wasn't my fault. People were open. You're right. Here's an 8-year contract. Hey, I was right.
Yeah. He's the golden boy. He always has been since he was in high school, right? He was on NFL sidelines, hanging out with Dion. Like he's always been.
He's the only son of Mike Shanahan. Yeah. He's been groomed for this moment. He's like me, except.
Hey, he is, because people keep throwing money at you when you make mistakes too, Grant. I'm just kidding.
Stop giving me money. I'm always wrong.
I'm messing. No, okay. So all that.
Is that a real background behind you, or is that one of those like virtual backgrounds?
No, this is real. We have like
that's
a
nice.
literal garden in our house.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Beautiful.
It is. It's too much. It is too much.
Wonderful. I got to upgrade my background.
Yeah, you do. I
do. It's terrible.
Yeah. Do you take that on vacation? You're on vacation.
Yes, I take it on vacation. I have my little travel.
Like, sorry, we gotta move your bags, wife.
Yes, I'm in the corner of my hotel room. I have my standing desk, my little light, and this. I take this everywhere I go. It's kind of pathetic. I actually have a shoebox right here too that I have my microphone on a shoebox. I bring a shoebox everywhere with me. That's pathetic.
Your wife needs to get an award. I don't know what award is, but she needs an award.
She's chilling right there. We're in a little villa. It's like basically like a 1-bedroom apartment, but it's way better than ours because it has a dishwasher. Oh my God, a dishwasher. I've already gone to the ER once washing dishes. I was going in for the cup and it just exploded and it got me right here. And the guy just went to work on me.
Yeah, it's hard.
So it's nice. I feel great right now. Having a great time.
I don't cook.
Yeah. I'm right on a golf course. I don't golf though. But it's nice to watch other people golf. I'm looking, I'm like, yeah, you get that putt. Get it.
Drive for the show, putt for the dough.
Yeah, that's right.
Just remember that. All right. Tell your wife I said what's up.
Yeah.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Hey, you too, man. I don't like that joke. That's not funny. Varun, I'm going to come back to you. I'm just going to try to get a couple people that I totally passed on yesterday, like Jose. What's up, Jose?
What's up, Grant? How you doing, man?
Good, man.
So
you always got the yellow polo. I love it, dude. I can count on you, man. Did you just play a game or something? Are you coming from rugby? What's up?
I'm at lunch, man. I'm at work.
You're at lunch. Oh, you're on your work.
Yeah.
For sure.
But no, so basically I wanted to bring it, ask you about that article, that Trevor Lawrence article.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
I really think it's crazy, but I'm not shocked though. I'm really not. Here's why. So he's been heralded as the number one quarterback since he was 14 years old. So
a lot like Josh Rosen.
Yeah. So, but he's been really looked at as like the next Joe Montana. Like he really has, like the tall kid.
He got the Andrew Luck comparison from forever. Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. Do we really look at him and think he's the next Andrew Luck? Because remember that segment you did with eye test? I forgot. And you guys were trying to figure out quarterbacks who turn around teams on and go from 0 to Andrew Luck's the only quarterback I remember that's able to really do that. I mean, the Colts were literally 2-14, and then had a whole new regime, whole new coaching staff, literally whole new everything, new schemes, and then go 11-5 in his first 3 seasons. So, I mean,
he was special.
I don't think he's Andrew Luck in that regard. I mean, look at Jacksonville. Yes, they were bad enough to go 1-15. That's true, but they still have talent. It's not like they're void of talent. They have, I think, a very promising defense with guys like Chason and Josh Allen and Miles Jack and those guys on the defense. And then offensively, I think they have a couple good weapons. I mean, they could definitely win games, but I'm not going to sit here and say that he's going to be the reason why, because Jacksonville's not going to turn around and ask him to pass it 45 times a game like Andrew Luck did, in the beginning of his career. He didn't have a running game. He didn't have an O-line. So I think he'd be really good, obviously, of course. But, I mean, there's a lot of people that are even discussing, like, is he even as good as Justin Herbert? Because Herbert broke all the records this last year for rookie quarterbacks with 30 touchdowns and almost and a little over 4,000 yards passing. So I think that argument's pretty interesting. But him saying he doesn't live or love football, I guess, to a degree, it makes sense, because when you're put on that pedestal for so long, you don't really feel challenged, I guess, if that makes sense.
I know he's like 86-4 going back to high school. It's just been so easy.
Insane, bro. Insane. Yeah. And like Justin Fields, him and Trevor Lawrence have kind of been in that same boat where they're like 1A, 1B, you know what I mean? Kind of like have both been hyped up since high school. So, I mean, it's back to that not the call you just had, but the 2 calls before. Or no, 3 calls before, I'm sorry, where he was talking about how Shanahan does adjust his offense to the player that is at the quarterback position. I mean, if you have Justin Fields, I feel like that offense, or our offense, could be a mixture of the RG3 / Matt Ryan, because he can run like RG3 a little bit, even though RG3 was faster. But he also does have deep ball accuracy like Matt Ryan, because that's been like Justin Fields' number one like thing on like PFFF and all those like analytics stuff. that he's like the best deep ball thrower in this draft.
He is a really good deep ball thrower. Hey, but do you remember RG3's deep balls? My God.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
I was
gorgeous.
So like that draft class in particular, the 2011 with Cam and then 2012. Those are like my two more favorite draft classes that I remember, because it's just RG3 coming out of nowhere from Baylor when Luck was already the number one guy, and then just taking over offensive rookie of the year and all that good stuff. I just feel like the way that the Mike Shanahan in particular handled that. His injury, exactly for what I mean. I think he just didn't get it handled the right way and whatnot. But yeah, RG3 was special, man.
Jose, I got to keep it pushing though. You want to finish up?
Yeah. Just one more question. So,
sure.
Do you really think that Kyle Shanahan would draft one of those running backs in the second round from North Carolina?
Oh yeah. I think he would take – I don't know if you have to take Michael Carter at 43, but I feel like if they can maneuver a way to get him, they will. He looks exactly like what they've been trying to find, that kind of third down pass catcher. I mean, I think they would play him as a featured back. That's the way they wanted to use Jerick McKinnon, but they put him in a rotation so he didn't run the ball more than maybe 150 times in a season, but he'd get 80 targets too. Yes, absolutely. Jose, I got to go, though.
All righty.
Good stuff, man. Appreciate you.
Take care.
All right, let me keep going here. Rico. What's up, Rico? Oh, you're muted. Uh-oh. Call back in, man. You got some technical difficulties. Hold on. James.
Hey, man.
What's up,
How's
James?
it going?
Good, how are you?
From the UK. Nice to talk to you. I wanted to talk about Zach Wilson.
Okay.
And with him going to the Jets, I don't think he's a week one starter at all. It's known he's got ADHD, and he is going to take a bit more time to learn the playbook. Mm-hmm. So the ideal spot for him, I'd have thought, would be in the 49ers to wait in line behind Jimmy G.
Yep.
Learn the playbook and then crack on from there. So with the Jets trading Sam Darnold, it just makes no sense to bring someone in who's not going to be week one ready.
I agree. They don't have anyone on that team that's week one ready.
And another thing as well I wanted to talk to you about, if Jimmy G plays well this season, I can see him going to Steelers, because the cap hit that they're taking at the minute is ridiculous. But next season they're getting rid of Joe Hayden. They've lost. They're taking about 23% from Ben Roethlisberger, who's on a wait. He's on a decline.
Yep.
So I can see him going to Steelers if he keeps his trade value, that is.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I feel like he's going to get one or two more chances to start somewhere else, and if he keeps getting hurt, he'll have to be a backup, and then he'll have to decide if he wants to keep playing football.
Like I say, I don't see him going to the Patriots at all, because, I see that going down to Mike McDaniels, to be totally honest. If he likes the playbook that he's created for Cam, he's going to be drafting someone mobile.
Yeah.
So, that's all, man.
Yeah, I think let's come back to your Zach Wilson point for a minute. I forgot that he had ADHD. I mean, it's interesting. What you're saying is it may take him a little while to get it all down.
My brother has it. So to get him to concentrate and knuckle down, it can be difficult, but it's not impossible. It just takes him a bit longer time to actually process things and get a grasp with it. I mean, it's not a hidden fact, but it's true. It's a big red flag for a week one starter. And it just makes no sense for the Jets to draft him.
That makes sense. I went to college with a couple of guys at ADD, and I feel like I remember that they had extra time on their ACTs and SAT, and that's the way it is. That's how it should be. So, it makes sense. Good call. Good point. So, I've always felt like you're going to go from Sam Darnold to Zach Wilson. Really? What's the difference? I'm not saying Sam Darnold has ADD, but athletically they're kind of similar. And what you say is Zach Wilson, one good year at BYU. He's got this in his background. Are you sure he's ready to start right away? Is he that much higher rated than Justin Fields on the Jets board? That's what I keep thinking, that the Niners came down thinking there's an outside shot that Zach Wilson comes to them. I think That's what they're hoping, thinking, praying.
I can totally see him drafting Fields because with that offensive line they've got at the Jets, they need someone who can take a walloping. I mean, everyone thinks they're good until they take a first sack, and then.
Agree. Hey, great call, man. Thanks for calling.
Keep up the content, mate. Been loving you over the past year.
Appreciate it. Take care, James.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks. Cheers. All right, Gustavo.
Hey, Grant, how's it going?
Good, man. How you doing?
Good. I want to talk to you about this past month. Ever since these trades have been going on, about a month ago is when the trade went through, and then 2 weeks ago, about a week and a half, the Mac Jones rumors started going down. You start hearing more about Justin Fields. I'm a big Cowherd fan, and I follow him big time. And Cowherd works for Fox. John Lynch works for Fox. Colin saying he was getting his information from trusted sources. I think it was John Lynch. Information that Kyle wanted Mac Jones, and excuse me, and that's why Colin's been pushing for Justin Fields in the media lately. I want to know if you what you think about that.
I mean, it would be consistent with what Michael Lombardi said to the fact that Kyle wants Mac Jones and the other part of the team doesn't. The front office doesn't. So maybe it's just John Lynch's attempt to sort of pressure Kyle through the media, like, hey, I'm leaking that you're going to take Fields, and now there's all these fans with their hopes up. You're going to crush their dreams. How's it feel? Yeah. Could be something like that. I have no idea. There's so much misinformation. Where's it coming from? Does Colin Cowherd really know, or are all these people trying to pretend like they know so that they're relevant for a day? I just don't know.
And you also make a good point about Justin Fields being picked at 2, because if you think about it, I really like Wilson, but if you look at him, he is 6'2", 215, but he looks brittle. If you look at his shoulders, he has small shoulders.
He looks younger than Amin. Shout out Amin, who's who's second.
Sorry, what was that?
He looks younger than Amin, who's going to be on the show in a minute.
Anyway,
Zach
Wilson. Like a damn TikTok star. Like, and
looks like Justin Bieber when I was in college. Yeah.
Justin Bieber when he first became famous.
Yeah, when he first. Yeah, exactly.
But you look at Trey Lance and Justin Fields. These dudes are built like Greek gods. They're like, look at them. And I don't think Trey Lance will go 2, but Justin Fields has a bigger chance, and I think he will be able to take hits right away. And be able to hit the floor running sooner.
Yeah.
Compared to Zach Wilson, because I don't think he's gonna be able to take hits like that.
Yeah. He already has a surgically reconstructed shoulder. That's scary. That wasn't even a contact injury.
And look at his shoulders. He looks like he's not a small guy, but he looks average. He doesn't have you know. But thanks for your time, Grant.
Good call, man. Have a good one.
Take
care. All right, let's get back to the people. Sorry I made you wait, but you're always first in line, man. I tried to get some new pay. Good to see you. How you doing? Oh, what's going on with the people are a little muted today? You're the second person this happened to.
Oh, sorry.
Boom. There you go.
That's my bad.
All right.
Okay. No worries about waiting.
Okay.
So do you think that Mike Lombardi was kind of seemed frustrated? I felt like he was like frustrated. Nobody's listening to me. This is what it is.
He was like, I have sources. Do you have sources? Put your sources up against mine. We'll see. It's like, well, why are you so defensive? If you're right, you'll just be right. And everyone will say, wow, that guy was, your credibility will go up. Just wait patiently.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Because that's the thing. I mean,
maybe he feels lied to.
Maybe.
So
other thing I want to talk about, kind of, I would say it's sensitive, about this Mac Jones deal, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we had social media 15, 20 years ago, we would not have many athletes made to professional level who are Hall of Famers today.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I always keep going back to Brett Favre example. I mean, if you read this book, you will understand how he
did his homework.
Yes. So how he always kept partying at Atlanta when
he did.
That's
right. Why they bounced him out of there. Yep.
Yes, but still
sent him to NFL Siberia, which is Green Bay.
Yes, and still Green Bay used their 19th overall pick to draft Brett Favre, and rest is history. And the interesting fact is, Falcons drafted him at 33. Then Green Bay offered 19th to get Brett Favre, right?
That's right.
So that's the thing. So now, when it comes to Mac Jones thing, we should not. I mean, I'm not saying that DUI is okay, but we should not judge him based on that, because he's a kid. I mean, we all have our own stories that we have made bigger misses.
Yep.
He should be given the fair chance to compete with the rest of the quarterbacks in the draft class, and we should only criticize him based on his athletic abilities. That's.
I think that's fair and reasonable, because there's been a lot of criticism on Justin Fields, and then there's been an equal counterbalancing force to protect him, which is noble. Then there's been a lot of criticism on Mac Jones, which is warranted, and there's no one coming to help him, which isn't fair. I mean, like, what's the difference between him and Justin Fields? They're two kids. They're both young men trying to play quarterback, and maybe some of the stuff said about Mac, maybe some of the stuff said about both of them is too far. I appreciate what you're saying. From all accounts, Mac Jones is a driven, responsible, mature kid now. So what's the problem?
Yes. The other point is that other point that is being made is, okay, if it was Justin Fields, he would have been done by now. But that's not a problem. That's not the issue with Mac Jones, because Mac Jones did not create that. That's a problem of the society that we live in.
Good point.
How they treat black quarterbacks. I mean, Tony Dungy spoke about it, that he had to change his position to play in professional level. He could not play quarterback because of the stereotype.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. In the Michael Vick documentary, Tony Dungy spoke about that he had to go, play as a defensive lineman instead of playing quarterback, because people were saying that, I think even Justin Fields scenario, that people are saying that he's running back, that he playing quarterback. I don't think that is true, because whenever there is a black quarterback comes up with a gifted natural, this athletic, mobile abilities, you are saying, okay, whether can he process this information, can he play that complex situations in the NFL demands, whether he's just running back with a quarterback ability. I think that's unfair.
Fair. I think a lot of the criticism that Justin Fields gets is Ohio State quarterback criticism. I mean,
exactly.
I think that's part of it, but it all comes out as people interpret it as a slam on black quarterbacks in general. I hear what you're saying.
Yes. So, I mean, it has been proven wrong. Mahomes proved it wrong. Michael Vick proved it wrong. So, I mean, give chance to Fields, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, whoever is coming. They are kids. Give them a fair chance.
Yeah.
Do not criticize them in a way that you can't take it back.
Thank you for that, Arun. I appreciate it.
Okay.
That was very thoughtful. Take care.
Thanks a lot.
All right. What's up, Amin? How you doing?
What up?
What's on your mind today? Amin the Dream. When I was in college, there was a singer named The Dream who was the best. I don't think you probably know who that is, but you have a good name. Anyway, what's on your mind?
So yesterday I went back and watched interviews of Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, Mac Jones, and Trey Lance. And I saw, I watched it, and one part that stood out to me, all of them said what differentiates them between all the other quarterbacks in the draft. And Zach Wilson said, my passion for the game.
Okay. Justin
Fields said, my work ethic is different than every other quarterback in this draft. Then Trey Lance said, I'm just going to try to get prepared. I'm going to prepare harder than anybody else to try to be ready, whichever situation I have, and just try to be the best I can be in that situation. And then Mac Jones said, I'm just gonna try to do what the coach wants me to do. Which quarterback do you think Kyle Shanahan really wants? Out of hearing if Kyle Shanahan listened to all of those, which quarterback do you think Kyle Shanahan would choose?
The one that Mac Jones, the one who says he'll do what the quarterbacks want. Because what I hear the other ones that say their passion for the game, their work ethic is like, you're supposed to be passionate for the game. You're supposed to have a work ethic. Like, that goes without saying. Every professional athlete has that, basically. How compliant will you be with the coach's wishes? That is such an interesting observation to me.
Mac Jones is like, I'm just trying to do whatever the coach asked me to do. If the coach asked me to do it, I'll do it. And I'm just like, that's 100% what Kyle Shanahan wants.
100%. 100%. That's, again, why I feel like I put stock in all these people saying that he's the pick. I mean, it's not people, it's really, really respected people. They're hearing something. All I'm telling, I think both of us can say it to Kyle. Kyle, if you're watching, just don't take him at 3. If you're that convinced that he's the guy, we're not arguing. Just don't take him at 3. Yeah. Just don't do it. Yeah.
It's not worth it. Unless he turns into like a Drew Brees or whatever, it's not worth it.
Yeah. And the odds of him turning into Drew Brees are pretty low. No one's ever been played the way Drew Brees has, ever.
The one thing about Drew Brees is that Drew Brees knows where, every single time, he knows where to throw the ball. Every single time. He knows where to throw the ball.
Right.
I don't think Mac Jones can do that. And even
that's why he.
Even with,
go ahead. You can no, go ahead. Go ahead. Even I was saying like. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You can go.
I was just saying, like with Drew Brees, a quarterback like that, the reason he played for so long is because he protected himself by throwing the ball quickly and being decisive. And when Kyle had problems with Jimmy, what he would say is, you know, we'd like him to be a little more decisive. That's the thing. Anyway, keep going.
Even with Tom Brady, right? Like even if people say Mac Jones could turn into Tom Brady, right? But Tom Brady is the type of quarterback where even if he has pressure, either he'll throw it out of bounds or he just makes the right plays.
He always makes the right decision. I mean, usually
makes the right decision, even if it's not like even if he's not like a completion. If he gets rushed, he'll throw it out of bounds. He'll make the smart move.
Yes.
So I don't think Mac Jones can turn into a Tom Brady or Drew Brees, but I don't like. But the thing is, if everybody's saying Mac Jones is a lock, I only think that's only true is because he said that I'm just gonna do what the coaches do. I'm gonna get better by going into coaches meetings and personal meetings. I'm just trying to get better and watch film and just get better. And that's all Kyle Shanahan wants. He doesn't want a guy he wants a guy who's passionate with the game, but he just wants someone who listens to him and does what he wants him to do.
Yep. For Kyle Shanahan's sake, I'm praying that his secret up his sleeve is someone other than Mac Jones at 3 and a way to get Mac Jones later in the draft. And even if they don't get Mac Jones later in the draft, there's guys I like better than him. They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
I like Kyle Trask better than Mac Jones.
I do too. I like Kellen Mond better than Mac Jones.
Same.
Yeah. You could even argue Davis Mills has more upside than Mac Jones. I mean, he's bigger, stronger, faster. Anyway, I mean, what you got planned today? What are you doing today on this Sunday?
I have to go to my cousin's house later on today.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
It's okay. It's not bad.
All right, man. Well, have fun with your family,
today I try to look as clean as Grant Cohn.
You look very clean, by the way. I want to say you look very, very clean.
Not as clean as you, okay?
Hey, you probably got to get that haircut though, man. Maybe get a little buzz cut. No, I don't know. It's time to hit up the barber. Tell him to line you up, man. But no, you're looking dapper. Very clean. I like the shirt. Was that a little bit of purple and blue? It looks great. It looks fantastic. Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that? Banana Republic? Looks like you got that at Banana Republic.
I legit just I had like a normal t-shirt on. I was like, I try to look as cool.
It's like, hold on. I'm gonna be on
and just picked out something and put it on.
I appreciate it, man. Looking good. Thank you for respecting the show. Always great takes. Take care.
Bye.
Oh, what'd it do?
What's
Texas
up,
A&M.
Grant?
Nice hat.
That's right. I bought this back in the day when Johnny Football was calling the plays. I was a big Johnny Football guy.
And so now you're even bigger Kellen Mond guy. I understand. So let's talk, man. What's up? Oh! What the hell happened? No. Hold on. I got to make that right. Come back in. Hold on. Whoa. I just booted him. Bury a baller. Come back in. Sorry, guys. It's going to wait 2 seconds for Barry Baller to get back in. That was whack. Oh, iTest Sports is here. Hold on, man. You guys, I just booted the Bay Area Baller from the show. Dude, come back in the show. Sorry, dude. All right, my bad. Start again. My bad.
That's all good. All good.
My bad. All right, let's talk.
Hey, Grant. Months ago, we had a Cohn phone where we did QB comps for all the top guys. And when it got to Mac Jones, I told you, and this was months ago, I said, this guy's Kirk Cousins. Kyle Shanahan is going to like this guy. And he loves him even more than I expected.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But and I saw that, like I said, before it was even cool to hate Mac Jones.
Better than Kirk Cousins. Oh, my God.
Hey, Grant, but I'm going to tell you,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you who I think we need to take. And I know Mike Shanahan and Kyle Shanahan did not want RG3, but I went back and I did it. I watched the 2012 Redskins. And Grant, the offense was phenomenal. They were 5th in total yards, number 4 in the NFL in points, and number 1 in rushing. They were 10-6 with a rookie quarterback.
Yes, that's true.
So whether he likes it or not, he can make a heck of an offense with a mobile quarterback.
Yes, he can.
Who's the guy in this draft class that can fulfill that? It's Trey Lance.
Yes.
And what I like about Trey Lance when I'm comparing Trey Lance and Justin Fields, right? Because there's a lot of similarities. Justin Fields is more accurate, but
he is.
Trey Lance has a better feel for the quarterback position in terms of moving the pocket and just getting the ball out efficiently. So it's almost like, which would you rather coach up? Accuracy or quarterback feel?
Decision. Oh, yeah. Accuracy. I mean, the guy's new to the position anyway. Give him some drill work on mechanics. I mean, look what that did for Josh Allen. Accuracy. Good call.
This 2012 Redskins offense was dynamic. The QB draw in the red zone, he had at least half a dozen QB draws from the 10-yard line. I mean, that can be such a weapon in order to punch it in down in the red zone. So I really think Trey Lance needs to be the pick. And I'm excited. We're going to find out in a couple weeks. But he can do it with the mobile quarterback. And I think we might need to pull a Snyder. Jed York might need to say, hey, Kyle, I know you want Mac Jones, but John and the rest of the guys, they're saying we got to go Trey Lance. So we might have to overrule Shanahan. And that could create.
That'd be interesting.
That could create, another Redskins dynamic, but that's all I got for you today, big dog.
Hey, man, I think it was a hell of a call. Something to think about. Only difference between RG3, only question about Trey Lance is, can he play his rookie year the way RG3 did? If he can, then Kyle could justify it. If Kyle thinks it's going to take a couple of years to get him on the field, then he's already had 3 losing seasons in 4 years. He's got to be careful. But I think if they stay at 3 and take a quarterback, I'm leaning that way too. I'm with you on that. Hey, man, good to see you,
Grant, have a good time.
Nice hat.
Thanks.
All right. All right. Hold on. We had Rico earlier and he got bounced.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. How you doing?
All right, cool. I just had a quick observation that I made when watching the different pro days. And that's that I noticed that Kyle's demeanor between the Mac Jones pro day and the Justin Fields pro day were like completely opposite. So I was wondering if what you think that means, which way he's leaning. Because basically in the Mac Jones pro day, he was just super serious, not a smile on his face. And then in the Justin Fields pro day, he was nothing but smiles, looked completely not serious. Like, what do you think? Which way would he be leaning based on that? What do you think?
I mean, do I believe that either reaction was totally candid and he was caught expressing a genuine emotion? He knows cameras are on him. He's prepared. I don't know. How do you interpret it?
Well, I feel like, if you look at him on the sideline during the game, he always seems super serious. He seems like the wheels in his head are just spinning like 100 miles an hour. And I feel like the fact that he was relaxed at the Justin Fields pro day, it was almost like, hey, this is just kind of a vacation to Ohio and I'll go back and think about football later. But, I'm just here, like I said, I'm just here to just make sure that we're not passing on Patrick Mahomes. But
fair enough.
I'm not that
serious
serious about it.
I think so too. I mean, Kyle seems like the kind of guy who made up his mind a long time ago and isn't going to change it. Yeah. So when he's watching Mac Jones maybe bomb his pro day or not do great, maybe he's thinking, man, it's going to be harder for me to sell to Jed York and the fan base. No, I'm not changing my mind. It's just a pro day. But it's going to be harder. It's going to get harder. And then when you go to Justin Fields pro day, I want everyone to think that I love him. I love Justin Fields. Love him for a lot of reasons. There's no percentage in saying you don't like Justin Fields right now. There's no percentage in it. Really not. Anyway.
Well, I think you know, we'll see how he looks at the Trey Lance pro day. That might give us a little bit of insight too.
Absolutely. I'm really eager to see what his facial expressions are and his body language. Rico, thanks a lot.
Yep.
All right. Real quick, we got from Jose. What's up, Jose, again? Hold on. Where you go? Okay. What do you think is more likely? Jimmy gets traded or he gets hurt and the rookie will have to start? Also, Nate Sudfeld is the new Nick Mullins, in my opinion. What's more likely? Probably Jimmy gets traded. Probably Jimmy gets traded during camp after he gets beat out. All right. Still trying to get people who weren't on yesterday, just in the interest of fairness. Hey, man, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, Grant?
Good to see you again. What's going on?
Pretty good, pretty good. I just want to kind of talk about Justin Fields and like the Mac Jones comparison.
Yes.
I think the biggest difference with, you know, like you say, Fields has, you know, people that love him and then people that, you know, defend him. It's just that some of the narratives that's been put out about Fields it's kind of been debuted with, like, for an example, like Pro Football Focus rated Fields as the #1 quarterback that goes through his reads.
Yeah.
That, you know, and Mac Jones is actually last. So the narrative is that, you know, Mac Jones goes through his reads and Fields doesn't. It's just not true. As opposed to, like, you know, when people criticize Mac, you know, Jones is basically based on, you know, his character,
athleticism, his character.
His character issue, which, you know, none of these other guys has a DUI, none of them. Which, you know, people make mistakes, but it still needs to be, you know, looked at as a character flaw. Also, could you imagine if Fields had, you know, all this, you know, Black Lives Matter stuff all on his page or something like that, as opposed to like Matt Jones? I think it was something that came out talking about MAGA or one of his relatives or something. It's all kind of crazy stuff that's coming out, which, you know, these guys are kids, but I think some of the criticism that Fields get as compared to Matt Jones, you're considering this guy as a top 3 pick with those kind of character flaws. I just couldn't see Fields as a top 3 pick if he had those same red flag character flaws when you're picking somebody in the top 3.
That's fair. I understand what you're saying. But again, Mac Jones is only being considered a top 3 pick because of the 49ers. There's no other team that looks at him like this. Yes.
Because of Kyle. You know,
yeah, that's the only reason.
He has the weakest arm.
Yes.
Character flaws, least athletic. So it's, you know, if he picks Matt Jones at 3, I just don't see how this situation can how he can really have success, because as soon as he gets in the game and if he doesn't look good, I mean, I'm already about ready to check out now, just thinking about picking Matt Jones at 3. Now if they got Kyle Pitts and then traded back up into the first round, okay, you know, I'm like, you know,
fair.
Okay, Kyle.
That makes more sense. Yeah, that makes more sense.
But three first rounds for Matt Jones, it's like, man, Kyle.
The worst decision ever. The worst decision ever.
I think you're a smart dude, but man, you can't. Man, it's hard to sell me on this.
Yeah, I don't think you can sell anyone. I wonder if he can even sell Jed York on that. I mean,
no. Do you think Jed would honestly kind of step in, because you know Jed, he's connected to ESPN and has all his people and wants to look good. Do you think Jed is ready for the fact of if Kyle picks Matt Jones for ESPN and Fox News, Colin Cowherd to really give the organization like F grades and
across the board? Let me ask it another way. You think Jed York is really ready to overrule Kyle Shanahan? That'd be a big step in their relationship.
You know, I think Jed likes John. I mean, I think Jed likes Kyle more than John. So I kind of find it hard to. I just don't see it, man. I just don't see him really stepping in and overruling Kyle Shanahan, because I think he actually generally likes Kyle.
I think so too.
I do think if this doesn't work out, it's really going to, cause a split within the organization, because John Lynch, I get the feeling he doesn't want Matt Jones, and he's really trying to tell Kyle, like, hey, man, dude, if you do this, you know, you got to think about it, man. Like, you know, how are black players going to look at you on this team? You know, when you're drafting a guy that has this kind of baggage, and then if he stinks, like,
what's your reputation going to be the rest of your career? What's your reputation going to be?
Yeah. So I could very easily see a divide between John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, and possibly one of them stepping down after this year. One of them, like I can see
whoever loses out. Right. If it's Mac Jones, Lynch could leave. If it's Justin Fields, Shanahan could leave. That's very interesting. I see what you're saying. And again, if they take Justin Fields, I wouldn't be surprised if they drafted a second quarterback down the line in this draft.
Yeah, the safer pick. I think Justin Fields is probably the better quarterback to win right now.
Yes.
But if you wanted to keep Jimmy, you need to draft Trey Lance.
Yeah, he's the one with the upside.
If Zach Wilson doesn't fall to you, that's the safest pick you could if you had to pick a quarterback.
If you had to pick a quarterback, you can get creative and take Kyle Pitts and take a quarterback later, but we don't know if the Niners are that creative. Hey man, thanks a lot for calling in.
Hey, thank you.
Appreciate it.
What's up, man?
What's up, dude? How you doing?
How are you, man? Let me set myself up here. All right,
I'm down here in SoCal right now too.
Oh yeah, man. You got yourself a little spot?
Secretly, yes.
Secret spot, man.
Secretly.
All right, man. Time to set the record straight on Trey Lance. Let's do this.
Oh, let's do it.
All right, man. So first off, I don't think Mac Jones is going to be the pick at number 3.
I don't think anyone. I don't think so either.
Cool. I think that you can't trade 3 first-round picks and take a guy that's physically limited like Mac Jones. So that's kind of off the table. But let's talk about Trey Lance for a second here.
Okay.
I think that drafting Trey Lance ultimately would be a big mistake for the 49ers. So first off, let's talk about what everybody says, okay, as far as keeping Jimmy Garoppolo and having Trey Lance develop. I think that that's a bit of a pipe dream. You're assuming that Jimmy is going to stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So if, history repeats itself, which is bound to, he's going to be thrust into action very early on in his career. And that could be devastating to his development, because this is a guy, as much as I respect what everybody says and the evaluation as far as his athletic upside and everything he brings to the table from that athletic standpoint, I just don't, he's definitely going to need time to develop. Just think about this though: 288 pass attempts in college, 19 games played in college, 10 in high school. That's it.
10 in high school?
10 in high school.
What was he doing? He wrestling?
I don't know. He's doing something, playing basketball. I think he was a basketball player.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
He's an athletic guy. So,
That's
I mean,
good.
it's not like he was just, playing
Basketball
video games on the couch or something,
That's good.
So
Okay.
he's a hell of an athlete. So, one thing that's kind of interesting here is that his QB coach, right? I don't know. We all saw that thing. If you haven't seen it on Last Second Sports, go check it out. That was a really awesome interview. And they're doing some really cool stuff over there. So check them out. But they were asking him, what's the difference between in your evaluation between like Justin Fields and Trey Lance? Because he coached them both up in the pre-draft process. And one thing that he said about Trey Lance that was so interesting was that, and I'm paraphrasing, so forgive me, is that he feel like he benefited the most from practice and development, not games played. And it kind of, to me, what I take away from that is where he's at in his overall development. He's not necessarily ready to be playing in an actual game. He needs to work on his mechanics.
Yes.
And I think that the stats actually support that as well.
Because when you go back in a game, all of a sudden you revert back to your original mechanics, and what he needs to do is break those habits.
Exactly. He needs to break those habits. He needs more reps on the practice field under less pressure, because once bullets start flying, you revert. You don't rise to the occasion. You revert.
And here's
to your
the
level
thing.
Of training.
Here's the thing. You usually revert. The whole trying to change your mechanics thing is very difficult. Colin Kaepernick tried. It's tough. It's hard.
It's true. And
it's
everyone
doable,
wants,
but it's hard.
Exactly. And that's a really good point that you make, Grant, because, everyone wants to compare him to Josh Allen. Well, Josh Allen was inaccurate in college, and look at him now. That's an outlier.
Yeah.
That's an exception to the rule. That's not the rule. That all these guys can then come into the NFL at a higher level of competition and then just develop and become more accurate. It can happen, but it's very difficult. So check this out. Nearly 56% of Trey Lance's passes over 10 yards were accurate. I'm sorry, that was a Justin Fields stat. So let's see, Lance. Lance is accurate in throws past the line of scrimmage only 44.1% of the time. He is the worst of all prospects being drafted right now.
His accuracy is a real big issue.
It's worse by 7.5%, and that's per Pro Football Focus. And that's not past 10 yards like this other field stat that I had in the bank. It's past the line of scrimmage.
Ooh.
So we're throwing lots of screens. We're throwing lots of things like that. Gimme throws. But so that's a concern. And so when we're talking about his needing to be developed with his mechanics and that inaccuracy, you see where the problem is.
Yeah.
So the issue, once again, getting back to where we started, bringing it full circle, is that if you're going to thrust this guy into action anytime early, it's going to be a disaster. This is going to be a real problem for the 49ers.
Yes.
And
they don't have a sturdy enough bridge quarterback to guarantee that he can't play, unless they're saying, look, if Jimmy doesn't play this year, we're going to go with Nate Sudfeld. We're not
or Josh Rosen.
We're just not going to play Trey Lance. But you can't trade up for a guy who is totally non-functional in year 1 and maybe even year 2.
Exactly.
The Niners aren't on that timeline.
Exactly.
The Lions are on that timeline.
You got to look at what they did in free agency. They signed all these veteran guys, a lot of guys either 30 or above in age, to 2 to 3 year deals, or even longer in some cases. But they get very expensive after 3 years. They're in win now mode. They're trying to get to a Super Bowl, in the next within the next couple of years here. And Trey Lance, it's debatable on whether or not he's going to be ready in 2022, not 2021.
Do you follow the Warriors at all? I know you're a SoCal guy. Are you familiar with them at all? The Warriors?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, so anyway, they were a dynasty. They backslid last year. Curry got hurt. They got this lottery pick, and what did they do? They drafted a 19-year-old center who is not on the same timeline as Draymond Green and Steph Curry, and now the Warriors have this conundrum, like, are we building for the 32-year-olds on our team or the 19-year-old on our team? And they don't match up, and they got to figure that out. The Niners, if they draft Trey Lance, it's like the Warriors drafting Wiseman. It's like, okay, well, he's intriguing, but how does that help? How does that help what you just built, what you have already? It doesn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway,
I'm having a little technical difficulty here.
All good.
The studio is coming apart on me here, Grant.
Your studio improves every week.
Oh, I'm in the backyard now. So,
nice.
Yeah, we're in
originally
the
it was you
here.
on your phone. Now you got the microphone. You got it all. You're great.
Yeah, we're stepping up. I'm JV. I'm trying to work my way into varsity.
Oh, you're definitely varsity now. Absolutely.
Okay.
You got the
we're working on it here. I'm a redshirt freshman.
So hold on, but I got to take a couple more calls because we're at 11:04. But you made a compelling case as to why the Niners just can't take Trey Lance, and I agree with it. It doesn't match up with their timeline. Who do you think they will and should take at 3?
I think if available, they should take Justin Fields.
Okay.
I think that he
He's
would be the best
quarterback right now
available. I like that. Actually, we were saying that he wasn't accurate. Well, let me just replay the stat that I let out of the bag.
His numbers are
early.
Terrific. Yeah.
Look, nearly 56% of his passes over 10 plus yards are accurate, and that's behind only Joe Burrow and Mac Jones. So he's actually a very accurate passer, and and on top of that, this whole where he can't get to the second read is also what's actually inaccurate, is that he can't get to a second read. He's going to need to develop as well. But if you have a guy that you're looking to potentially play next year at any point in the game, then Lance would not be a good option for them. So that's who I would go with.
Hey, well, hell of a call, Jeff. Thank you so much for all your preparation. It's a nice backdrop. I wish I could match it. It's fantastic.
Hey, man. Right on,
Good
dude.
stuff, dude. All right, and take
Enjoy
care.
SoCal.
All right. See you, man. All right. Let's get Niner all day. You've been waiting for about an hour and a half. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hey, what's up? How you doing? What's up?
What up? How you doing?
What up? Chilling, man.
So
How you
basically, doing? Good. So basically, I have a scenario, right?
I loved your scenario yesterday, baby. What's up?
All right. So right here, basically, if Richard Sherman goes and signs with the Jets with Robert Saleh, will you see him convincing Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas, the GM, to take Justin Fields number 2?
We already know how Richard Sherman feels about it, right?
Yeah.
Now, Sherman said he doesn't expect to sign with the team until after the draft. So that scenario may not come into play. But that's why I'm into that conspiracy theory about the Jets taking Fields, because Robert Saleh and Richard Sherman think quite similarly.
They
They
do.
Yep.
What's called for my other question is, will you see the 49ers try to trade up with the later in the round, like with the Bucks or the Chiefs, for the cornerback Asante Samuel Jr.?
Possible. They do need a cornerback. Depends on what they do at number 3. They also need a running back. They need a wide receiver. I kind of get the feeling the Niners going to load up on offense this year. McKinnon didn't work out. Coleman didn't work out. They had a lot of injuries at running back last year. They lost Kendrick Bourne. They lost Robert Saleh. They still have Kyle Shanahan. They might load up that offense to try to offset whatever, backslide the defense has. That's one way I look at it.
Yeah, that's a good point. What's called? Yeah. And then the last question, sorry, is what if all this Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch diversity isn't really true? They're like probably like good friends or whatever, and they scout with each other. I'm just like wondering why all these people are like trying to divorce John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan.
It's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I guess it comes back to Michael Lombardi saying that there's a difference of opinion between them. That may or may not be true. That could be false. That could be misinformation. So it seems to me like they've worked together for 4 years and they could have broken up and split apart by now and haven't. So maybe we should take that for what it's worth. Hey, thanks for calling in, man.
Thank you.
All right. We're in overtime right now. I'm trying to get as many people in as possible. What's up? How you doing, Keith? Good to see you again.
How are you, man?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well. This draft, to your point, you got guys like Mike Lombardi, Bill Polian in the past. This is going to show if Kyle Shanahan is an innovator or a dinosaur or stuck in his ways.
Yep. Agree.
Because what we saw Ozzie Newsome and John Harbaugh do was be total innovators, going from Joe Flacco to Lamar Jackson, changing their offense and becoming dynamic in that way. Now, does Lamar have flaws? Yeah, we all do. But they went with his elite physical traits, and you had guys like Bill Polian, and I'm gonna put Mike Lombardi in Bill Polian's category. They're executives probably similar in age, saying that Lamar Jackson should go play wide receiver, right? And then their viewpoints on quarterbacks is,
and that pretty much ruined his reputation. No one asked Bill Polian his opinion anymore, right? He should have shut up on that one. Yeah,
that's right. And so
it's over for you, Bill. You're out. Yeah.
To your point earlier in the show, when you said, why does Mac Jones not have people support him like Justin Fields do? I'll tell you, as a black man, we always feel like, whether it's fair or not, we feel like, hey, they're going to scrutinize the black quarterback more.
Yep.
So it'll make people come to the defense. Go ahead.
I respect that. I think that the Justin Fields support group is great. I just feel like maybe Mac Jones deserves one too. I know he doesn't have the same issues that black quarterbacks have gone through. He's still a kid, and I feel a little bad for him because he's really getting it hard. Hard. Yeah. Anyway, he doesn't need our sympathies. He'll be a rich man in like 2 weeks. He'll get about $30 million. Cool.
That's right. Your caller, Jeff, he was totally on point. Those are all the reasons I would say you cannot trade 3 first-round picks for a guy to sit 3 years. You don't even want a regular first-round pick to sit 3 years, right?
You're right.
So not in today's world. And Robert Saleh, hopefully he has say-so, but he is not going to be the end-all, be-all like Shanahan does with us. It's going to be on Joe Douglas.
Correct.
And so, and you always say this could be the third best quarterback. Well, 2 of the third quarterbacks taken in recent history weren't they Josh Allen and
Herbert
and
correct.
Watson
correct.
Was the third quarterback taken.
Correct.
And
hey,
Lamar
that's
Jackson
good
was
context.
the 5th quarterback taken.
True.
So,
True. Maybe that's the spot. Maybe that's the sweet spot. Yeah.
So maybe that's the spot. And last thing I want to say is the Ohio State QB thing is a little overblown. Yes, they haven't had many successful, but besides Haskins, who nobody really thought was like a top 5 pick, they've never had a top flight. Somebody they should say take a top 5 pick on.
True.
Not any of those Barrett or any of those guys. Matter of fact, one of them became wide receiver in Houston. I'm forgetting his name right now.
Bryson Miller.
Yep.
And none of those guys had the pedigree coming out of high school that Justin Fields had.
Well, Terrell Pryor did, but he didn't play up to it,
No, he didn't. No.
And so, Justin Fields is the highest rated recruit to ever go to Georgia or Ohio State.
True.
So
True.
It'll be that's where I think the Ohio State thing gets overblown. And hell, Joe Burrow went to Ohio State. I mean, I know he had it 1 or 2 years, and I just think you scout the player, not the school. So
yeah, because if you scouted the school, then you missed on Watson and Mahomes. Clemson had never done it. Texas A&M, Texas Tech had never done it. Yeah. All right, yeah. All right, Keith. I got to take one more call, but thanks. That was a hell of a call. You always got the reality for us. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, take care. All right, last call on someone I've never taken before. I'm sorry if I didn't get you today. I always have to let some people down. I'm sorry, but Pete, I don't know you. What's up, Pete?
Hey, man, thank you for having me on, Grant Kong. And I just wanted to come up and talk about this Mac Jones situation because I think he's highly, highly underrated, and here's why.
Oh, okay.
When doesn't a boss have to run a script? They have to run a script and do that script well and efficient to stay, being business great. Mac Jones is truly efficient, really efficient, what I think. And that's what is honestly what NFL coaches want. When they sit down every week, they draw up the plays. They want their quarterback to do the play that's drawn up.
That's true.
And that's what he gives you. But here's the thing. I don't think Mac Jones is going to be a 49er either, guys. I'm a Dolphin fan, everybody. And I honestly believe the 49ers traded up to get the guy they wanted. They know the board. Mac Jones, to me, is going to be the second quarterback taken to the Jets. That's what I honestly believe is going to happen. And you guys are going to get your Zach Wilson because that's what I strongly believe it. Because people are really, really doubting this guy's talent. If you really come out and you start thinking about even from last year's draft, to me, Mac Jones is better than the quarterback that my team drafted last year, Tua Tagovailoa. So
I agree.
Mac Jones did better to me with less talent around him at Alabama last season than Tua had, and he did better. And the most important thing, I've been listening to your show for a while. The most important thing I hear all the 49er fans complaining about Jimmy Garoppolo is his injury concerns. Mac Jones really doesn't have any injury concerns to me.
Yep, that's true. Justin Fields, the one who got his ribs cracked up. His ribs cracked.
He got his ribs cracked, and I think mobile.
Zach Wilson's the guy.
So at the same time, I do believe the Jets are going to take him, and it's a good pick. The Jets fans might be down, and the 49ers are going to get the guy they want. And then I honestly believe the shocker of the draft is going to be Justin Fields ending up in the Miami Dolphins because it's going to be too hard. Me saying, Mac Jones is good going at 2, and then Zach Wilson getting you guys, because remember, the 49ers have a system that was ran well. That system is now going to transfer to the Jets. That's what's going on. So both quarterbacks, I could see even a swap. Zach Wilson going to Jets and Mac Jones because of that same effect. Just because of that same effect. And then it's going to be too hard for the Dolphins to pass up, in my opinion, a Justin Fields at the 6th pick.
Well, hey, you're on record. Let's see if it happens. This is a hell of a call. Way to finish up the conference.
Fins up. Thank you, Grant, for having me on, and everybody out there, stay blessed.
For sure, man. Have a great day. Take care. Great call phone, everyone. Thanks for everyone who called in. Thanks for people who donated. Sorry if I didn't get you on. Anoop, Andrew, Shardal, I'm sorry. It's 11:15, and I got to finish. I'll see if I can do a bonus Cohn phone this week during the week. Stay tuned on that. I'll be back. Take care, everyone. Appreciate you.